This is Hotel Monville in downtown Montreal. It has exactly 269 rooms. In the hotel industry, that number is the difference between being very profitable and barely surviving. Too small, and you can't spread your fixed costs. Too big, and you may become inefficient and expensive to operate. But at 269 rooms, you hit what I'll call the profitability sweet spot. And it's where urban hotels maximize revenue per room while keeping costs lean. Today, I'm breaking down why 269 rooms is the magic number and why you're seeing more and more hotels built at exactly this size. I arrived at the hotel at 1 p.m. after receiving notification that my room was ready, which was perfect timing since I just left the airport a few minutes prior. Check-in was efficient and quick. The hotel actually offers self-check-in kiosks, but I went straight to the front desk instead. Walking into Hotel Monville, you immediately notice the contemporary industrial design. This hotel opened in March of 2018, so everything still feels very fresh and modern. The hotel's design philosophy blends three distinct concepts: modern industrial, with the exposed structural columns, the matte black metal frameworks, and a stark monochrome palette; Scandinavian minimalism, with the light oak, neutral tones, and the clean line furniture; and boutique luxury, with brass fixtures, leather banquettes, and architectural drama. The lobby in itself is a triple height volume filled with cathedral-style columns painted in a two-tone scheme. It's white at the base and black above. These are not just decorative, they are actually structural elements treated as sculpture. The floor is stark white terrazzo, matched with a central bar in the same material, while the ceiling overhead is black, creating that dramatic contrast. Across the wall, you see a mural painted by Montreal artist Valerie Kinsey, and it tells a city story through vintage black and white photographs, tying the space to local history. The furniture also brings warmth into the monochrome scheme. It has purple tartan sofas, which is quite an unexpected pop of pattern. There are brass bar stools and leather banquettes scattered throughout the lounge areas. Just above the lobby, the second and the third floor houses meeting rooms, a large banquet hall, and additional sitting areas. I stayed in a standard room while I was here, but let me walk you through the different room categories available. Now, the standard rooms come in lower floor and upper floor options, and the upper floor costs more because good view comes at a premium. All of the standard rooms have one king bed with no room divider TV stand and no sitting area. Then there's the suite with one king bed, no room divider TV stand, but it does include a sitting area. All of the other suites, the deluxe suites, the corner suites, and the Monville suites feature one king bed, a room divider TV stand, and a sitting area. Since I only stayed in the standard room, I'll speak more to the experience here. The room size is small, I'll be honest about that. It's compact, but it's also intelligently designed to maximize every inch of space. What immediately stands out when you enter is the floor-to-ceiling windows that expand the sense of space. They flood the room with natural lights and make the city views part of the decor. They also have remote-controlled blackout blind, which is a very nice touch. The headboard wall is covered in vertical oak wood slats with an integrated horizontal LED strip that adds warmth and dimension. White walls and grey carpets keep the backdrop neutral. Minimalist black accents, fixtures, frames, hardware, they all tie back into the hotel's industrial palette. The furniture itself in the room is Scandinavian inspired. Molded seats, simple legs, sleek nightstands. Now, here's the economic angle that makes this room size a deliberate strategy, not just a compromise. This standard room is 240 square feet. That's the smallest category in the hotel. But the building in itself, according to the architect ACDF, is 160,000 square feet. So where does the rest go? About 55% of the building probably isn't guest rooms at all. It's the lobby, the restaurant, the rooftop terrace, underground parking, meeting space, corridors, mechanical room, all the stuff that actually make a hotel function. The guest room themselves probably take up about 71,000 square feet of that 160,000. But Monville doesn't run a single room size. It runs 5 different room types. Standards at 240 square feet, suites at 347 square feet, corner suites at 360 square feet, the deluxe suite at 377 square feet, and the Monville suite at 435 square feet. So, with the 215 of the 269 rooms as standard and 54 as suites, when you work out the weighted average across the whole building, you get about 265 square feet per room. Now, here's why that number actually matters. A luxury hotel typically offers a room in the 350 to 400 square foot range. Let's use 375 as the benchmark. If you took Hotel Monville's actual room footprint, about 71,400 square feet, and filled it with 375 square foot luxury rooms instead, you'd fit 190 rooms. That's it. Monville fits 269. That's 79 extra rooms in the exact same building. And the revenue math is straightforward as well. 79 rooms at, say, maybe $120 a night on average, 365 days with 65% occupancy rate. That's an extra $2.25 million a year. Same construction, same land, same building envelope, just a different philosophy on how big a room needs to be. Now, this math isn't specific to Hotel Monville. This is a playbook for modern urban hotels across North America and Europe. Toronto, Seattle, Copenhagen, Portland, they're all running the same calculation. So you may be wondering, why does this work and why do guests accept it? For most urban hotel stays, you're there for like 1 or 2 nights, and you're probably not spending most of the time in the room anyway. The floor-to-ceiling windows brings the city inside. The minimalist design, it keeps it from feeling very cramped. And the price reflects that trade-off. It's a fair deal, and most guests in a city like Montreal probably don't want to pay for a square footage they'll never use. And that's the core economic strategy of most urban hotels. They try to maximize revenue per square foot. The bathroom layout is interesting. The sink area is located outside the main bathroom. So inside, it's compact with just the toilet and the walk-in shower. The design itself continues the minimalist aesthetic with the matte black ceilings and fixtures, creating a very modern spa-like atmosphere. The oversized grey stone tiles with minimal grouts give it a clean, upscale aesthetic. There's a walk-in shower with a rainfall shower head, and the water pressure was good, and the temperature control was also quite easy to understand. Everything felt clean, modern, and well-maintained. So, although the bathroom isn't huge, it's efficiently laid out and has everything you'd need. There's a restaurant on site at the hotel called Monem. I had breakfast here because it was included in my booking package. Food quality was great, fresh ingredients, and well-prepared dishes. A 269-room hotel needs exactly 1 full-service restaurant. Too small, like 50 rooms hotel, then you can't support it. Too big, like a 500 rooms hotel, then you probably need multiple restaurants. So this is the sweet spot. Now let's move on to the gym. The gym is well equipped with cardio machines, free weights, and strength training equipment. It's not massive, but it covers the basics well. Gym equipment themselves are quite expensive, but they are necessary to get a 4-star rating. At 269 rooms, the cost per room is reasonable. At 50 rooms, it's quite expensive. At 500 rooms, you need a much larger gym. One of the hotel's standout features is the rooftop sun terrace. I visited in December, so the weather wasn't ideal. But even in the winter, it offers great views. The design itself is vibrant geometric flooring in triangular patterns, orange, blue, gray. Outdoor grate tiles styled like modern huts. There's modular lounge seating with built-in benches and deep cushions. And you have the string lights creating that cozy ambience. Now, let's look at some numbers. Every hotel has fixed costs. Those expenses that won't change whether you have 10 guests or 100 guests. And those fixed costs can include things like property mortgage or the lease, lobby and common area maintenance, salary for the general manager and other management staff, base utilities for like lights, heat, water for the common areas, property insurance and taxes, the core technology systems, those kind of things. The key is you need to spread this cost across as many rooms as possible. Let me show you what happens at different hotel sizes. So you have the fixed cost for like a boutique hotel, for a small hotel, for a mid-sized hotel, for a large hotel, and like a mega hotel. If you look closely at the numbers, you can see the pattern. The fixed cost per room drops dramatically from 25 to 269 rooms. But after 300 to 400 rooms, the benefits flattens out. Meanwhile, operating complexity increases as you get bigger. So there's a point of diminishing returns. That's the economic term for when you don't get any more benefits from increasing quantity. As an example, there's only so much cans of soda you can drink at a time. After your third can, you probably don't want any more. 269 rooms is right in the zone where you've captured most of the fixed cost savings without the mega hotel complexity. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Staff costs don't actually scale linearly. For a small boutique hotel, you need things like front desks, maybe 3 people, housekeeping manager, maintenance, general manager. So like a minimum of 12 people, you're probably looking at like 15 people. And then you have a staff to room ratio of 1 person per 2 rooms. And then for a mid-sized hotel like Monville with 269 rooms, you have the front desk team, the housekeeping, maintenance, management staff, and then people in the restaurants and bar area. So you're looking at an average of like 30 to 40 people. And that gives a staff to room ratio of 1 person per 7 rooms. For mega hotels with like 500 plus rooms, you need multiple front desk shifts. You need large housekeeping departments with supervisors. You need more maintenance crew, multiple managers. You need HR departments. You need a larger food and beverage operation. So you're looking at about 80 to 120 people. The staff to room ratio is about 1 person per 5 rooms. So you can see that the 250 to 300 room range is the sweet spot. It's big enough that departments can be lean, but it's also very small enough to stay nimble. Let's look at how Monville makes money. Now, quick disclaimer, I don't have access to Hotel Monville's actual revenue figures. Hotels typically don't disclose detailed financial information unless they're part of publicly traded companies or if they're required to report it. I did see some information online that the hotel makes about $8.5 million in revenue, but I'm not really sure how credible those are. But we're going to work with that figure as it's quite on par with industry assumptions as well. And the numbers I'm going to show here are purely for illustrative purposes, but the underlying strategy is universal: maximize revenue per square foot. Now, if we look at revenue at 269 rooms and with like $100 to $120 average rates after things like discounts, corporate rates, online travel agencies commissions, and with 65% occupancy, we're looking at revenue from the rooms at around $6 million. And then there's ancillary revenue from things like parking, breakfast, food and beverage, meeting room, which can add up to about $2 to $2.5 million, giving a total revenue of $8.5 million. The key assumption here is that Hotel Monville is operating a very heavy discounting strategy. It's competing on price with different numerous hotels in Montreal downtown, so they'll probably discount quite often to fill rooms. And then for a hotel that is next to the convention center, it means there's a lot of negotiated corporate rates with corporations. And then we're also assuming that it has to pay online travel agency commission fees. So there's fees it's paying to Booking.com, to Expedia, which will take about 15 to 25% commission. And then we're also assuming the seasonal fluctuations. Montreal's winter are very slow for tourism. Now let's go to operating costs. If we estimate labor at $2 million, and then utilities, supplies, marketing, property costs at $2 to $3 million, we're looking at operating costs of about $4.5 million in total. Now with this, and with the revenue we calculated of $8.5 million, The net operating income that Hotel Monville probably would make in would be $4 million. That's a profit margin of 47%. For a hotel this size, a 47% profit margin is solid, very healthy, and very sustainable. So while we don't know the hotel's exact revenue, here's what we know for certain. The hotel is profitable. They've been operating successfully since 2018, they've won awards, and they continue to invest in the property. The 269-room formula works regardless of the exact revenue because they're able to spread their fixed costs efficiently. Their staff ratios are optimized, and their operational complexity is manageable. And that's why most successful urban hotels cluster in the 200 to 350 room range. It's not coincidence, it's calculated. I booked my stay through booking.com and stayed here for 2 nights. My total came up to $499.32 in total. That's roughly $250 per night with complimentary breakfast. Would I stay here again? Absolutely. I was in Montreal that weekend to check out the Christmas market. If you want to get into the Christmas spirit, again, check out the video linked here. I also have a playlist in the description with more hotel reviews across Quebec and Canada. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more hotel reviews and travel guides. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.